9440. 4405. 944405.
All right, welcome back for another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place for all of us. I'm Chris Wright, along with Calhoun County Sheriff Matthew Wade. Good to see you, Sheriff.
Hey, always good to be on the show, Chris. I tell you what, it's just a great and wonderful thing.
I was afraid that after the great success we had last week with, what, 14 arrests?
It was 2 screens worth, we'll say that.
I was afraid that this week we might have a let-off, and we don't have 14 this week, but still our viewers did good for us.
We got 4 this week. You've never let us down. That brings the count up to 4,150 people put in jail because somebody was willing to get involved. And believe it or not, I get Facebook messages, text messages, people call us, and if they call, we haul. So.
All right. We want you to be on the lookout for the folks that'll be in the lineup. We'll have that coming up in just a few minutes. We also want you to be on the lookout for the color orange. It's Work Zone Awareness Week in Alabama, and there's a lot of folks out there trying to make our roads safer for us and doing other things, and they put themselves in the line of danger when they do that.
You know, one of the things I hear the most is I wouldn't do your job. People tell me that all the time. Well, I see those guys on the highways and interstates, and I wouldn't do their job. I mean, it's very dangerous, and you know, just one time of distracted driving, and you can end up in jail for murder. You hit one of these people doing their job and you were doing something you weren't supposed to, you could go to jail for murder, and nobody wants that. No. Not to mention somebody will lose their life. We had a 16-year-old girl or 17-year-old girl over in Pelham that was texting and driving this past week and run into the back of an 18-wheeler on I-65. And I know that mother wishes that that could be taken back. And when people are out doing their jobs, work safe awareness, please slow down, move over. Don't take your eyes off the road. It's not worth the text or anything else to be distracted and cause yourself a lot of problems or lose your freedom, or somebody can lose their life. Please don't do it.
Also, real quick, we need to mention that we've got the Cops for a Cause 5K coming up here in just a little over a week.
Yep, next week on, I think it's April the 21st, is Cops for a Cause. And then this weekend, we have the Family Links 5K. It'll be out at Fort McClellan too. So come, if you like to run, come do it. You can tell by looking at me, that's not my pastime.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the first half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. All right, let's get started on this week's lineup of bad guys. Let's see if you can help us find somebody and get them back behind bars. Here's Carter Adams to kick things off. He's from Anniston, and he is wanted for failure to pay for NWNI, which is passing bad checks. Tristan Dodd of Lincoln, wanted on a probation violation for theft of lost property, 2nd degree. Mary Endress of Lincoln, wanted on bond revocation for possession of marijuana, 2nd degree, possession of a controlled substance, and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Barry James of Center, wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. Dakota Millwood of Ohatchee, wanted on bond revocation for possession of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Christopher Crawford of Talladega, wanted on a probation violation for possession of a controlled substance. And Sarah Morgan of Gadsden, wanted on bond revocation for possession of a controlled substance and use and possession of drug paraphernalia. Recognize anybody? Know where we can find them? If so, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers. That number is 256-238-1414. More bad guys in just a few minutes, but first, one of our favorite guests is back, Trace from Second Chance. Good to see you, Trace.
Hi, thanks for seeing me again.
It's your month. It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
It is. I'm so excited. You know, Second Chance really preps all year long for April and for October because those are 2 big awareness months. And April is Sexual Violence Awareness Month, and it's really going so well. So I'm so excited to be here and talking to you guys about all the great things that have already happened and the things that are about to start happening.
Sheriff, unfortunately, it's a problem that's not going away in Calhoun County or anywhere else.
No, unfortunately it's not. I wished it was. I do think we go after it very well in our county, in the sense that somebody breaks the law, does these types of things in our county, that we have a very good protocol and a very good system to actively pursue these people where in other parts of the state they might not have as the same resources we have.
You know, we just saw the big headline in Tuscaloosa that most of you have probably already seen that. We're not going to go through that. And it's horrible and heartbreaking. And unfortunately, it's something that you see and we don't see nearly as often as you do. It's out there, we just don't always see it.
No, and that's the thing that people will tell us all the time, well, I don't know anyone who's a sexual violence victim. Like, well, actually you probably do, they just haven't told you yet. So a lot of times we have to remind them that that's a real experience that people are having, and also be really open when people come to us and talk to us about it. I think we had about 70 forensic exam accompaniments last year. So it's something that we're dealing with all the time in our area. And
even a lot of the times you don't hear about it because, like, they don't tell their friends, they don't tell anybody, they don't report it very often.
Yeah, you know, it is a really underreported crime, and that's another reason why awareness months are so important, because they're conversation starters or opportunities for us to be talking about it. And because you never know where a conversation is going to lead and how, if it's going to stick with somebody, and be able to maybe give them some peace or some hope, and maybe also encourage them to get some supportive services or even to report. So that's why we're so excited about this opportunity of this month.
So what's going on this month?
So many things. We had a wonderful Start by Believing Day on April 4th. We had a bunch of different people participating and taking the Start by Believing pledge, and that's open all the time, so people can do that whenever they want by going to the website. It's www.startbybelieving.org/pledge, and you can just go in and take the pledge, where it's literally about when someone tells you about being raped or being sexually assaulted, about what you can do to help them, and starting by believing. And we had a great day on April 4th with that. But coming up is the Journey for Hope Walk, and that's going to be on April 14th right here in Oxford.
You mentioned the starting by believing part. It sounds so simple, but it's really a hard thing, largely because usually this isn't a crime that happens with some stranger. Usually very often anyway, you're talking about somebody that everybody in your circle knows.
That can really be a true fact. Yeah, the majority of people who are sexually assaulted, they're assaulted by an acquaintance. So it could be a friend, a loved one, somebody that they know. So it can make things really awkward. And when you're talking with other people about that, it can make that be even worse. So starting with believing is important. I will be the first one to say that, it's really a brave act to come forward and say, I've been raped or I've been assaulted. That's incredibly brave. But it's also really brave to be able to listen and ask questions and be able to say point blank, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and what can we do to support you? That can really be a game changer. So that's why we want to talk about it as much as possible, because you just never know where those words go.
Yeah, the first time you have a conversation about sexual violence shouldn't be when you're talking to a victim.
Probably not. No. People like to put a lot of silence around it and say, oh, that doesn't happen here, or we don't talk about it. I've ruined a lot of people's lunches. A lot of club lunches where they're like, we want you to talk about all the things that you do, but please don't talk about rape, and please don't talk about sexual violence. And it's like, they're really tying my hands there. But the thing is that this is conversations that we can be having. And if we can't be talking about rape specifically, then maybe we can be talking about consent and what respect looks like, and what a family values of, we respect honesty and being able to talk to people, and we also respect kindness, and that's a value we have. And that can be a game changer and be every bit as important as having that initial conversation with someone else.
All right, you mentioned the walk. We need to take a quick break,
Yes.
but we want to talk about that walk. It's coming up very soon, and we'll give you all the details when we come back. We'll also have the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. Here's the second half of this week's lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. I'm going to try to pronounce this name correctly. Calhoun of Anniston wanted for failure to appear for possession of marijuana second degree and illegal possession of a prescription. Joseph McDonald of Roanoke wanted for failure to appear for possession of marijuana second degree. Gregory Law of Gadsden wanted on a failure to appear warrant for violation of a domestic violence protection order. Brandon McCurdy of Gadsden wanted on a failure to appear warrant for obstructing justice using a false ID and possession of marijuana first degree. Frederick Maxwell of Talladega wanted on child support failure to appear and child support non-payment. And John Witt of Anniston also wanted on child support failure to appear and child support non-payment. That's the lineup for this week. If you have any information about any of these cases, please call Calhoun County Crime Stoppers. You could get a cash reward of up to $1,000. The number is 256-238-1414. All right, we still got our Crime Stoppers segment of the show, so another opportunity for you to help us solve some crimes coming up in just a minute. But right now we're talking with Trace from Second Chance, and we've got the Journey for Hope walk, is that correct?
It's the Journey for Hope walk. I even brought a t-shirt to show you. We're so excited. So we've got these great shirts, and the Journey for Hope walk, this is our 7th annual Journey for Hope walk. So this is a big deal for us. So this year it's going to be at the Chocolac Park this Saturday from 9 to 11. And what we're planning on doing is having people come in right about 9. People can register. We're going to take a group picture if people are interested in that. And then people can start walking around the Chocolac walking trail.
Which is a great trail. We've been going out there. My wife and I have been going out almost every day here lately and getting some exercise. As you can tell, I need it. And it's a beautiful park, and you can get some great exercise, nice and easy. You can walk beside the lake and the creek.
It's beautiful.
Perfect setting for something like this.
Oh, we're just so excited. And then all the way around the walking trail too, we are going to have different community partners joining us and offering self-care activities all around the track. So we have Yellowbird Yoga, who's going to be doing yoga classes the whole time from 9 to 11. We have the Donahoe School will be out there with their Young Women's Empowerment Club doing crafts. We have the League of Animal Welfare. They're going to have puppies where people can walk them or just hold them or sniff them. It's a whole thing. So we're going to have that. We have, the Gadsden State Community College will be out there with their massage therapy students doing chair massages and a bunch of other folks. And we're just incredibly excited. And at 11, we're going to conclude the event with a picnic that's been sponsored from Regional Medical Center. The whole event is completely free, and just to put a little bit of extra icing on, we're offering childcare as well.
Wow.
So it's a whole day, and we're really excited. So if people need more information about that, they can find that out through our Facebook page. The Second Chance Inc. is the best way to take a look at us on the events part of the page, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's my favorite thing we do every year.
And just, Sheriff, make sure if you're walking the dog out there, they've got the little bags so you can clean up.
See, that's very important too.
It is very important. It is very important.
Yeah, so this event, it's a serious topic.
Yes.
A very serious topic. But getting those conversations to happen, sometimes it requires a lighthearted event.
Exactly. And the thing about the Journey for Hope Walk that's also really important is that everyone's healing experience after sexual violence is unique. And this walk celebrates that experience and really lets people try some new things. And we've seen people who have never talked about their experiences come out and just stay very quiet the whole time. And then we get wonderful letters and talking about this really gave me a chance to think, and I'm so excited about where my life is going now. We've seen people just cry, but as a release, and we've seen people high fives and eat sandwiches. It's always a great day.
And anybody that's watching thinking, well, I normally go out to Chocolac Park for a walk on Saturday morning, so I'll probably be there, but I'm a little bit nervous about it now because they don't need to feel nervous. This is a community event. Everybody's going to be there. Just go do your thing. If you want to participate,
exactly.
Feel free. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. Just enjoy the park.
That's exactly right. So it's open for everyone. The community is completely welcome and actually really encouraged to come.
The more the merrier. And
Exactly.
the forecast isn't looking great for Saturday, but we think that the storms that are going to be coming through are hopefully going to be a little bit later on in the day. It's shifting a little bit towards Saturday night, Sunday, so hopefully the morning time will be nice.
You'll see me out there willing the clouds towards Georgia. So it is not allowed to be anything but sunshiny and nice. So at least until 12:30.
We will do our best to make that happen. And we've got just about another minute or so left. So what else have we got going on in the month? Is this going to wrap up the events? I think we've got more.
We have a few more things. We have Survivor Love Letters project happening every Friday. That's also on our events page. And then also we're doing some really incredible volunteer recruitment. So if anyone is interested in learning more about how they can get involved with the Second Chance forensic exam team, they're more than welcome to come and give us a call or stop by our office, and that's at 617 Wilmer Avenue. And we absolutely love people coming and picking up volunteer applications, and happy to talk to them about that.
And if they want to look you up online or whatever and find out more information, where can they do that?
The best place is our Facebook page, but our website is also secondchanceinc.org.
And that's with the two?
With the two.
2ND, chance,
Yes.
inc.org. But you can also look it up on Facebook and get all that information, like it.
Exactly.
And
Please like
you'll start
it.
seeing that information show up in your, or actually even better yet, go and not just like it, but follow.
Even better.
Yeah. All right, so cool. All right, Trace, thank you very much.
Thanks so much for having me again.
We'll do our best for sunshine on Saturday morning, and we'll take a quick break, then we'll be back with the crazy criminal of the week here on Calhoun County's Most Wanted. And now it's time for the Crime Stoppers segment of the show. Let's see if you can help us solve any of these property crimes committed recently in and around Calhoun County. On April 1st, an unknown person broke into a car parked at a residence on Lillian Lane in Anniston. A Michael Kors purse was stolen, and inside that was an iPhone and some currency, and there were 2 MK watches also stolen. On April 2nd, a home on Seaboard Drive in Piedmont was burglarized. A tall, slim, white male riding a black and orange four-wheeler was seen at the home. Medication, a set of keys, and other miscellaneous items were taken. On April 3rd, a truck was broken into on Kirksey's Bend Road in Ohatchee. Nothing yet reported stolen there. On April the 8th, a truck was broken into on Webster's Road in Willington. Currency, an Apple Watch, and miscellaneous items were taken. On April the 8th, a 1965 Chevrolet C10 pickup was reported stolen from a barn on Noah Valley Road in Jacksonville. Do you have any information about any of these cases? We don't need to know who you are, we just want your information. You can call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 256-238-1414, and even without sharing your name, you still could get a cash reward of up to $1,000.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Sheriff, do we have any job openings?
Always have job openings.
All right, so somebody's interested in working for the sheriff's office in the jail or as a deputy or whatever, they should come in and put in an application.
Absolutely, we're always looking for good people.
Now, Christina Hoffs was interested in doing that with her local sheriff's office, but when she put in her application, she wasn't expecting what might happen next. You don't do background checks, do you?
Oh, absolutely. That's something that's an absolute must. It's one of the first things we do.
Yeah, she didn't think that through. She had an outstanding warrant for her arrest.
I'm sure they set an appointment for an interview and she probably came in and turned herself in, right?
Yeah, that's about what happened.
That's about what happened. So, you know, and those kind of things happen. So, you know, we appreciate that.
Now, that doesn't mean that if you've ever been involved with a crime that you can't necessarily have a job in law enforcement.
You know, we're not looking for perfect people because there are none, but we're looking for people that want to serve their community and meet the standards that's set. So, you know, just because you've had something in your past doesn't mean you're going to be disqualified. So.
But if you've had something in your past, you need to go ahead and address it. You don't need to leave it out there.
Yes, don't, you know, and in all fairness, there's times when people have warrants and you know, they say they didn't know. So maybe she didn't know. Surely she didn't know, or she would have thought about it. So
educational experience for her.
An educational experience. So.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we've got for this week. We'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.